Good evening. So I guess this is episode 1 of my vlog podcast. Not sure what I'm going to name it yet. I figured it'd be a great idea to discuss the changes since Lime Rock, my first time ever at Lime Rock Park, which is in Wakeville, Connecticut. Awesome track. We went with Emra April 8th, which was a Saturday, and we usually do a half day. 4 sessions, half an hour sessions. Great time, great track, awesome facility. Since then, I have proper fender vents. I went from the stock E7 head to a GT40P head, which, in the Mustang world is a cheap junkyard bolt-on. Good for 40 horsepower, give or take. It's off a 96, 97 Ford Explorer. Nothing fancy. Still an iron head. A little bit more compression due to the smaller combustion chamber size. The valves are slightly bigger. Your spark plug placement angles a little bit different for better combustion. Again, easy bolt-on, 40 horsepower, cheap. What else? I've had the lower Explorer intake manifold ported by TMOS. Again, in the Ford world, TMOS is the famous name for porting stock intake manifolds, Explorer intake manifolds. He even does porting on aftermarket intake manifolds. He's like the know-it-all guy when it comes to flowing CFM through a small block Ford. What else have I changed? So she's going to have a wider track width due to the rear spacers. She's probably 300 pounds lighter. And I have more aero. At Lime Rock the first time I wasn't running a rear spoiler. She was a little tail happy. Another thing too, I'm trying to get the car corner balanced. My good friend Ray at Emra, he's a tech inspector. We're going to get the car dialed in. We're going to get a corner balance in upcoming few weeks. I would love to get the car dyno tuned. Not only to, tune the timing and the fuel. I have no idea how much power this thing's putting to the wheels. I've been telling people 250. We'll see. Maybe a little more. Maybe I can lean her out a little bit. Play with the timing. I'm also running an aftermarket chip on the ECU from a guy on Instagram named Ford Hoarder. Big tuning dude with the Ford. Big Ford guy. We've been chit-chatting on Instagram. He sent me one of his chips. You plug it into the J3 port on the ECU. Ford originally intended on using the J3 port as a diagnostic port, and I guess it just fell through. So that's a perfect little plug-and-play port for a chip. So he sent me a chip, just, hotter tables, a little bit more aggressive up top. Disabled all the emission stuff, set the idle, just a few things. Again, I'm not chasing horsepower. I'm not trying to build some 500 horsepower car. It's a Ford Explorer motor with a Mustang cam. I don't expect much, but the car is really light. I'm on semi-sticky 275 slicks. Fun car, great car, handles great. Pretty damn well balanced. A lot of people talk about the Foxes being nose heavy, which I've been saying for years. But when I got out on the scales at NJMP a couple weeks ago, it was 51% nose, 49 rear. So that's not terrible. I'd like to get it a little bit more on the rear heavy side, because heavy braking into the turns, then you'll get that perfect 50-50 balance. So, fiberglass hood, some aluminum heads, some other trickeries. Hopefully I can get it to like a 48-52, heavier in the rear. We'll see. I want to do some major aero improvements. I got to make some planes out of sheet metal and aluminum, get the air to flow around the wheels better. Less drag, hopefully squeeze a few more miles per hour down the main straight. What else? Honestly, I think the biggest improvement for me is just driving. Honestly, just driving the car, being on the track, learning the limit, building that experience. I did a 105.5 to 8 at Lime Rock for my first time, which was phenomenal because that's exactly what I was trying to get. I was trying to do a 105 in my mind. I mean, I played on Forza, which I know is laughable. I know that a minute flat at Lime Rock is fast, so I figured if I can get a 105, I'll be happy, and that's exactly what I did. So I'm really trying to go out there and I'm trying to destroy that record. I would love to do a 102, so we shall see. A lot of updates coming. Like I said, I got the rear studs knocked out tonight. I'm doing ARP rear studs. I'm throwing in my Maxim Motorsports half-inch spacers in the rear to match the front. Granted, the front's always going to be wider. I have the SN95 forward offset control arms, which give you 3/4 of an inch on each side track width. I'm running the 96 to 04 spindles, which give you like maybe a 1/4 of an inch. I usually just round up, say 1/4 of an inch, so that's an inch right there. And I'm also running half-inch spacers. Plus the wheels I'm using have more offset. So again, wider's better, wider, more corner and grip. Also, the wider you go track width, it lowers the center of gravity. So we want to do that. We want to have a low center of gravity, a wide car, some camber up front, all the weight you can get down bottom. Coming together great. I can't wait to get out there. More to come.